Terminator Dark Fate, what you missed in the trailer. Whew, I'm glad you made it past the click stage, meaning you already know that this video is going to be great. Guess what? It's about to get even better because today we're talking about Terminator. Okay, I know Terminators haven't been that great, but don't touch the next button just yet. I'm really rooting for the new Terminator, and I promise you will too after watching this video. The first thing you'll notice when you watch the teaser of Terminator Dark Fate is that Linda Hamilton is back. Before you watch the new Terminator, it's probably best to let you know that it directly follows the Terminator from 1984 and T2 Judgment Day from 1991. Just so you know that fans aren't willing to take any chances, the video had almost 100 dislikes as soon as the trailer was released. Talk about a pre-Judgment Day. Yeah, I know some of you are thinking, I wasn't even born in 1991. But trust me, Terminator is one of those movies which never gets old. Well, at least the first two movies. You can't even close one eyelid because of how intense the first Terminators were. The sequel is centered around fighting robots and time travel, but the focus is to save people, so the fights and the action will definitely keep you awake and entertained. Notice that Terminator Dark Fate has no new T-series like the others. The intention is either to make it stand out from the rest, or the producers have just decided to drop the T-series in the sequel. Also, for a change, women are taking the lead in the new Terminator, and we can't wait to see what they have in store for us. The return of Linda Hamilton makes the sequel more exciting and proves that it'll be different from Terminator 3, 4, and 5. She brings the saying, age is just a number, back to life, because even though it's been 27 years, she's the one holding the big gun, ready to save humanity. Hamilton admitted in previous interviews that she didn't want to join the cast because Terminators after the second one were kind of depressing. She said, you know, it was basically a phone call from James Cameron. Well, he had to call me 3 times for me to call him back. But once he told me the idea and I actually sat and thought about it for 6 weeks, did I want to go there again? But once I'm in, I'm in. Like many fans, Lena Headey, who also played Sarah Connor, was also excited to have Linda back. She immediately took to Twitter and captioned her photo saying, "The original, iconic." In all honesty, the sequel hasn't been as popular as it was in the 80s and 90s, and the new release is expected to glue everyone on the edge of their seats. Terminators after T2 aren't really memorable, and Dark Fate has the potential to change the narrative. We hope that it'll give fans the urge to look forward to another release in the future. In 2015, Terminator almost made a comeback when the mother of dragons, Emilia Clarke, starred, but even her charm wasn't good enough to restore the full faith of the sequel. Later on, she admitted that the experience of joining the franchise wasn't too amazing. We totally get where you're coming from. It's not just the return of Linda which will make the show amazing. Arnold Schwarzenegger is also making a comeback to try and rejuvenate the Terminator sequel. You may notice that he's a bit aged, yet according to the sequel, the robots aren't supposed to age. I know you probably never paid attention, but the 5th Terminator explained that the robots are ageless, but their skin ages like the human skin. They probably saw this coming, that's why Arnold Schwarzenegger looks like he's in 2022 and not 1984. Also, James Cameron is producing the movie, and Tim Miller is the person behind directing the new Terminator. Cameron has his hands a bit full with the Avatar films, but Terminator is like his baby, and he'll do everything to make sure it's great. Tim, on the other hand, is such a badass when it comes to fusing action and comedy. In short, it's the good old days all over again, and old is gold. You'll also notice that there's no mention of John Connor and no sign of him in the film at all, but that doesn't mean that there won't be a savior. If you saw the first 2 Terminators, you know that some prophecies were surrounding John Connor and the Judgment Day. Diehards are wondering what'll happen to that regard, but you don't have to worry. Fans have been introduced to someone new, Danny Ramos, who's under the protection of a human Terminator hybrid, Grace. During the battle as she's injured, a metal underpinning is revealed. Sarah Connor appears shocked by it and tells Grace that,
Never seen one like you before.
According to Sarah, Grace is almost human. The mystery of humanity will be revealed on November 1st when she explains how human she is. We're also waiting because, like Sarah Connor, we've never seen one like her before either. The teaser hasn't revealed much about the plot, but I'm sure some of those questions will be answered. If you haven't watched the previous Terminators, this may be a great time to binge watch before Dark Fate is released. Trust me, you just need to watch the first 2 because judging by what we know, all the other Terminators in the sequel have been ignored. When T-800 was destroyed on Judgment Day, viewers thought that Skynet would never acquire the technology to create a new Terminator. Well, we're in for a rude shock because the new Terminator is even better than the previous ones. It's either that or a new robotics company has managed to create a more exciting version. From the teaser, we also noticed that the setting is somewhere in Mexico or its environs. Majority of the cast members are Latino and Hispanic, meaning that we'll probably see a lot about immigration and borders. The new Terminator looks like a combination of T2's T-1000 with Robert Patrick and Terminator Genisys in 2015, T-3000 with Jason Clarke. It takes the best part of what we know from before with a bit of new presence to give the audience a feeling of what it felt like in the past. Terminator Dark Fate trailer starts on the same note T2 ended, on the road. The highway leads somewhere into the future, and once again, we don't know what the future holds. A time bubble materializes on the bridge, sending a female flying to the ground as cars crash into each other. Imagine a nude Mackenzie Davis landing on Earth and beating a couple of cops. Judging by the comments on the internet, if not for anything else, some people will stay glued to watch that scene specifically. Hey, I'm not judging. Did I mention that the budget is between 160 and 200 million? Heck, the effects are bound to be amazing, and that's another reason to keep eyes glued to the screen. Don't let the teaser fool you, the movie is still in the making, that's just a glimpse of the effects. The trailer also gives a glimpse of the newcomers on a highway battle with their pursuer, Rev 9. Rev 9's liquid component flows away, leaving its solid metal frame on the driver's seat. How cool is that? It appears that the parts can act independently and both sides are the best of the killer, even though separately they may be weaker. Just as he's about to close in on Danny, Sarah Connor appears and blows him up without even breaking a sweat. Oh my, it's like she never left. Of course, it's not going to be an easy kill, but in the end, the good will outweigh the bad. The events which follow are triggered around protecting the young woman and her friends. Cameron has promised car chases and slow-motion explosions, and we hope he keeps to his word. Also, in Tim Miller's words, Dark Fate is a direct sequel to the movies that Jim directed, and even better still, it's an opportunity to bring back the original cast with an incredibly talented group of newcomers to the franchise. The crew has done a lot of marketing and promoting so far to win back trust. Viewers aren't expecting another box office disaster, and I vote that the new Terminator will be intriguing. Do you think the new Terminator will be a hit or a miss? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Meanwhile, we'll put our focus on other things and meet in November to talk about Dark Fate after its release. Thanks for watching. Click the subscribe button and the notification button below so that you don't miss that update.